everybody, my name is Ethiopia and welcome to the Rude Girl Brunch. So today we will be making pizza. I love pizza. Pizza is one of my favorite dishes, and the reason I like to cook pizza is because it's a very forgiving dish to prepare. The recipes are really easy. You can kind of add stuff, subtract stuff, and it's pretty simple. But today we're going to be actually doing everything from scratch. Reason being, one, it tastes better. Two, I'm in Nigeria now, so foreign ingredients can be more expensive, and it's easier to get things. It's easy to get fresh ingredients. So what I'm doing now, I'm adding vegetable oil to a hot pan, and I'm just going to heat it up and use some Italian seasoning and just bring out some of the flavor of the Italian seasoning. So I'm just going to put like about a teaspoon, but I'm going to put the recipe below. So the oil is pretty hot because I had the pan on as I was talking. To that, I'm just going to add 2 sachets of tomato paste. And this marinara sauce is supposed to be easy and simple. It's no old Italian marinara sauce, but it's tasty, it's simple, and it has, you know, the basic ingredients. So this sachet has actually tomato and pepper and onion in it. So it's a kind of a spicy tomato paste that I use here in Nigeria. So I'm just going to stir that and let the tomato paste kind of cook down a bit. And while that is doing that thing, I'm going to grab my blender. So off camera, I blended tomatoes, onion, and garlic. I love garlic, so I use a lot of garlic. So I'm just going to add that to the pan. You could already start smelling the garlic, the onions, the Italian seasoning. It already smells like a pizzeria in here. Fun fact, I owned a pizzeria before, so I'm kind of, you know, this is my thing. Okay, so you can see that it's already coming together. So I'm just going to give it a quick stir, and then I'm going to cover it and let it thicken and cook, and we're going to soon have beautiful marinara sauce. Now that the marinara sauce is well on its way, I'm just going to actually put a little bit, because I forgot, a little bit of salt. So I'm just going to grab some salt, you know, be a little chefy, just a little bit more. And then we're going to taste later and just let that continue to cook. But now we're moving on to actually doing our dough. So we have our flour. The dough is pretty simple to cook. To the flour I added yeast, the oil. So the oil it's garlic oil. So what I did, I heated regular vegetable oil with minced garlic. Just heat it nice and slow because I like my crust garlicky. And I added the salt already, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of the sugar because the sugar activates the yeast that makes it rise. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar because I don't like my dough really sweet, but just a little. And to that, I'm just going to now start whisking it together. I should have whisked it before I added the wet ingredients, but it's okay. Like I said, pizza ingredients and recipes are pretty forgiving, so even if you kind of miss the order of the steps, it'll be okay. So to that, I'm going to just add my water, and I'm just going to add it until the dough starts to come together. So you whisk it until the dough starts to come together, and you can start feeling it with your hands. So now this is the right, when it starts clumping together, you kind of know. You don't want your dough too soft, and you don't want it too stiff. So it's good to just add a little bit of water at a time. If you need water, more water, you could always add. I think pizza is a perfect brunch item. You could cook it, or you can even make it beforehand, or you could make it with once your friends are there and have like a pizza party. And who doesn't like pizza? I don't trust people when they say they don't like pizza. So you can see the dough is coming together. I kind of like to knead my dough inside my bowl. So once you're kneading, what you're actually doing is folding it in to each other. So you lift it, fold, lift, fold, and you could spin the bowl at the same time. And obviously if you have a, if you're bougie and if you have a bread machine, of course you could just use it. But, I don't have a bread machine here, so I'm just doing it by hand. Like I say, the good thing about pizza dough, it isn't, like bread dough where everything has to be perfect. It isn't like cake where everything has to be perfect. If something, it just comes out a little bit more rustic and authentic. If it doesn't come out quite right, you say, this is authentic, baby. This is authentic. You're just used to, those fast food chains. But this right here, baby, is authentic. I've been kneading my dough for maybe about 5 minutes. It's not perfectly smooth, but it's smooth enough. If you want, you can continue kneading until it's perfectly smooth. But really and truly, like I said, it'll just give it a more rustic feeling. So I'm just going to cover it, and then I'm going to put it somewhere to rise for about 20 to 30 minutes, okay? I'm going to do the topping. I'm doing sausage. I usually don't eat pork, but for pizza, I'll indulge. Grocery variety of pork sausage, and I'm opening the capsule and I'm just going to put it in at a time. So I'm just going to squeeze it in. Just to wash my hands, and so the pork is cooking really nicely. Just continue to cook it and break it up to the sizes that you want. You just could do that with your wooden spoon. Our dough is risen. This is our dough. Our marinara sauce is nice and finished and thick. I let it cool for a while because you don't want it to put on the pizza dough too hot because it will tear the dough. Our sausage is nice and finished. Everything is looking. So I'm just going to take half of the dough. I don't probably even need half, like about a quarter of the dough. Put a little oil on my station. Use on my hand. And I'm just going to start rolling out the dough. Now, they have a bunch of different techniques on how to roll the dough, but I try not to get too fancy. I just try to first let gravity help me and just move it in a circle. For a little while, I let gravity help me and just stretch the dough. Of course, you have all these people flipping it up in the air, but please, let me don't embarrass myself. So I'm just going to now put it on my surface. Put flour or oil on your rolling pin. I'm just gonna put a little oil because that's what's on my hand. Just gonna put a little. Start rolling it out. My pizza pan. Give that a wipe. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil because the pizza pan is just a little bit. And I'm going to put some semolina at the bottom just to help it not stick to the bottom. But the oil should help. This is optional. But I just like the feel of a little semolina on it. There you go. Again, the whole thing about pizza, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's character. So this is my pizza. Obviously, I can make it round and perfect if I wanted to. And you can do that by hand, actually, in the pan. And depending on how thick you want your pizza crust is how flat you want it. You can use more dough because we have more dough. but I didn't want it too thick. You know, I'm trying to watch my rude girl figure, so I just said let me do like a thin crust kind of New York style pizza. So I'm going to set up my ingredients. Okay, let me quickly get my cheese. So we're going to start with our homemade marinara sauce. Look at that. Okay, I like my sauce. I like my pizza very saucy. Now, some people don't. So, if you don't like your pizza saucy, you know, but I like sauce. So, I'm going to put a little bit more. Really and truly, this is enough. But like I say, it's all personal preference. What do you like? You know, how do you like it? And that's a good thing about making your pizza at home is because you could do what you like. If you want it more spicy, you can add more spice. If you want it more, you know, sugary, you can add more sugar to the dough. If you like, you know, it's saucy like I do. So I'm going to now put my sausage on it. Now I'm just going to add the cheese. Okay guys, I just took the pizza out of the oven. Look how it looks. It's nice and crispy. I love the cheese is nice and golden brown. And I'm just about to cut it. So it's like I said, I didn't do the crust too thick because I'm trying to watch my waistline. But if you like a more thick crust, definitely you could do it thicker. Now doesn't that look divine? Okay everybody, thank you for watching me make pizza on the Rude Girl Brunch. This is how you make homemade pizza. As you know, the results. So please, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, click that notification bell, and also if you're into mukbangs, you can watch me devour this pizza on the next video. So I think I'm going to put it in the link somewhere, or put it here or wherever. I'm still getting used to this YouTube thing. So thank you so much guys.